Hello, friends. Today I am going to begin Spectrum's Modern India's chapter number 13, First Phase of Revolutionary Activities 1907 to 1917. So, let us see the mind map of the chapter. First of all, the first phase of revolutionary terrorism. So, the reasons for emergence. First reason for emergence was younger elements were not ready to retreat. Then there was a leadership failure to tap the energy, and there was lot of government repression. Now let us see their ideology. Ideologies were based on Russian nihilist and Irish nationalist to assassinate the unpopular officials and strike the terror and expel the British by force. Then revolutionary activities in Bengal. It comprised of 19 in 1902 Ansulan Samiti was started. Then in 1906 Yugantar was started by the Ansulan Samiti. Then they started many abortive attempts on lives of so many people, officials of British government. For example, they attacked the life of Sir Fuller in 1907. In 1908, there was Alipur conspiracy case. Then there was Bara Daketi in 1908. Jatindas started Jugantar, and there was a bomb attack on Viceroy Hardinage in 1912. From 1905 to 1907, newspaper articles were also published that wanted to spread the revolution. Then in Maharashtra, 1890s, Tilak attempted to circulate the revolutionary ideas through Shivaji and Ganpati festivals, and in his journals like Kesari and Maharatha also, he talked about revolution. Then in 1879, a Ramosi peasant force was started in Maharashtra, and in 1897, Chapekar brothers, inspired by Tilak's writings, killed Rand, who was the Plague Commissioner. Then in 1999, Mitra Mela was started by Savarkar brothers. In 1904, Mitra Mela merged with Abhinav Bharat, and in 1909, Abhinav Bharat's member killed the district magistrate of Nasik. In this conspiracy, Savarkar brothers were not only they were arrested, but they were also deported for life. Now let us see the activities in Punjab. In Punjab, the activities were by Lala Lajpat Rai, and in abroad, activities were like Berlin Committee for Indian Independence. In 1905, we had India House by Shyamji Krishna Verma, and in 1909, Madam Kama, Bikaji Kama started Bande Matram, and then we will see the uprising of Gadar in North America. Now let us see something about the Gadar program. Now Gadar program was to assassinate officers, publish revolutionary literature, and bring simultaneous revolution in all the colonies. Then they wanted to work with Indian troops abroad, and they attempted to bring the revolution in India on February 21, 1915, but the plan was foiled due to trickery. Now, incited by Komagata Maru incident, they were incited by the Komagata Maru incident, which happened in 1914. As we will study Komagata Maru incident in this chapter in detail. Then, to curb this, the Britishers brought Defence of India Act of 1915. So, this is all we are going to study in this chapter. Now, let us see the chapter Why Surge in Revolutionary Activities. So, the activities of revolutionary heroism started as a byproduct of the growth of militant nationalism. So, the first phase acquired more activist form as a fallout of Swadeshi and boycott movement and continued till 1917. The second phase started as a fallout of non cooperation movement. In this chapter, we are going to study the first phase of revolutionary activities. Now, after the decline of open movement, the younger nationalists who had participated in the movement found it impossible to leave off and disappear in the background. And then the leaders also did not provide them the appropriate methods to channelize their youthful and revolutionary energies. So, the youth, finding that all avenues of peaceful political protest were closed to them under the government repression, they turned to meeting the goal of independence through physical expulsion of British by force. Now, the revolutionary program. The revolutionary considered but did not find it practical at that stage to implement the option of creating violent mass revolution throughout the country or of subverting the loyalties of army. So they opted to follow in the footsteps of Russian nihilist or Irish nationalist. So the methodology involved individual heroic action like organizing assassinations of unpopular officials, traitors, and informers, then conducting Swadeshi Dakatis to raise funds for revolutionary activities. Now, during World War I, they wanted to organize military conspiracies with expectation of help from enemies of Britain. The idea was to strike in the heart of rulers, arouse people, and remove the fear of authority from their minds. Now, a survey of revolutionary activities in Bengal. By 1870s, Calcutta's student community was honeycombed with secret societies, but these were not very active. So, the first revolutionary group was organized in 1902 in Midnapur under Gyanendranath Basu, and in Calcutta, Ansulan Samiti was founded by Pramota Mitter, which included Parindra Kumar Ghosh and Jatindranath Banerjee. Now, in 1906, an inner circle of Anusilan Samiti comprising of Parindranath Ghosh and Bhupendranath Datta started a weekly called Yugantar and conducted some abortive actions. So, after severe police brutalities on participant of Barisal conference in April 1906, the Yugantar wrote, "The remedy lies with the people. The 30 crore people inhabiting India must raise their 60 crore hands to stop this curse of oppression. Force must be stopped by force." In 1907, an abortive attempt was made by Yugantar group on an unpopular officer, Sir Fuller. In December 1907, there were attempts to derail the train in which the Lieutenant Governor, Sir Andrew Fraser, was travelling. In 1908, Prafulla Chaki and Khudiram Bose threw bomb at the carriage supposed to be carrying a sadistic white judge, Kingsford. Now, the whole Ansulan Sami group was arrested in this case, as the people who were travelling in that carriage were two British women. Now, Ghosh brothers, including Aurobindo and Barinder Ghosh, were tried in the Alipur conspiracy case. This conspiracy case is also known as Maniktola bomb conspiracy or Murari Pukur conspiracy. Aurobindo Ghosh was acquitted of all charges, while Barinder Ghosh was as a head of secret society, and Ulaskar Dutt, as the maker of bombs, were given death penalty, which were later commuted to life in prison. In February 1909, the public prosecutor was shot dead in Calcutta, and in February 1910, the deputy superintendent of police met with the same fate while leaving the Calcutta High Court. In 1908, Bara Dakati was organized by Dhaka Anusilan under Pulin Das to raise funds for revolutionary activities. Rasbihari Bose and Sachin Sanyal staged a spectacular bomb attack on Viceroy Hardinge in Chandni Chowk in Delhi 1912. Hardinge escaped the attack. Hardinge was hurt, but he was not killed. Investigations following the assassination attempt led to the Delhi conspiracy trial. At the end of trial, Basant Kumar Biswas, Amir Chand, and Awadh Bihari were convicted and executed for their roles in the conspiracy. Ras Bihari Bose was known as the person behind the plan, but he evaded arrest because he escaped donning a disguise. Now, Jatin Mukherjee revitalized the links between Central Anusilan Samiti in Calcutta and other places in Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. During First World War, Jatin's Jugantar party arranged to import German arms and ammunitions under the Zimmermann Plan through sympathizers and revolutionaries abroad for organizing a guerrilla force to start an uprising in the country. Plan was leaked to police and Jatin was shot, a hero's death in a gunfight in Balasore on Odisha's coast. Jatin, before dying, said, "We shall die to awaken the nation." Newspapers and journals advocating revolutionary activity that were active in those days were Sandhya and Yugantar in Bengal and Kal in Maharashtra. Now, a survey of revolutionary activities in Maharashtra. First of the revolutionary activities in Maharashtra was organization of a Ramosi peasant force by Vasudev Balwant Phadke in 1879, which aimed to rid the country of British by instigating an armed revolt by disrupting communication lines. In 1890s, Tilak propagated a spirit of militant nationalism, including use of violence through Ganpati and Shivaji festivals and his journals Kesari and Maharatta. Two of, two of his disciples, the Chapekar brothers, Damodar and Balkrishna, murdered the Plague Commissioner of Pune, Rand, and one Lieutenant Irest in 1897. Savarkar and his brother organized Mitra Mela, a secret society in 1899 which merged with Abhinav Bharat after the Mazzini's Young Italy in 1904. Soon Nasik, Pune, and Bombay emerged as centers of bomb manufacture. In 1909, A.M.T. Jackson, collector of Nasik, was killed by Anant Lakshman Kanheri, a member of Abhinav Bharat. Savarkar, with his two brothers, was found the brain and leader behind the conspiracy and was sentenced to life in prison, besides forfeiture of all his property. Now, a survey of revolutionary activities in Punjab. Lala Lajpat Rai, who brought out Punjabi with its motto of self help at any cost, and Ajit Singh, who was uncle of Bhagat Singh, who organized the extremist Anjuman e Mohsiban e Batan in Lahore with its journal Bharat Mata. Other leaders in Punjab include Aga Haidar, Sayyid Haidar Raza, Bhai Parmanand, and Urdu poet Lal Chand Falak. Now, survey of revolutionary activities abroad. Shamji Krishna Verma had started in London in 1905 an Indian Home Rule Society called India House, which was a center for Indian students and a scholarship scheme to bring the radical youth from India, and a journal, The Indian Sociologist. In 1909, Madan Lal Dhingra from this circle assassinated the English India Office bureaucrat Curzon Wiley in 1909. Madame Bikaji Kama operated from Paris and Geneva and brought out the journal Bande Matram. Now the Gadar party was a revolutionary group organized around a weekly newspaper, The Gadar, with its headquarters at San Francisco and branches along the US coast and in the Far East. These revolutionaries included mainly ex-soldiers and peasants who had migrated from Punjab to USA and Canada in search of better employment opportunities. To carry out revolutionary activities, the early activists had set up a Swadesh Sevak Home at Vancouver and United India House at Seattle. Finally, in 1913, the Gadar was established. Program was to organize assassination of officials, publish revolutionary literature, work among Indian troops abroad, and bring simultaneous revolt in all British colonies. Their plan was encouraged by two events in 1914. First, the Komagata Maru incident, and second, the outbreak of First World War. Now, Komagata Maru incident and Gadar. Komagata Maru was the name of ship which was carrying 370 passengers, mainly Sikh and Punjabi Muslim, would be immigrants from Singapore to Vancouver. They were turned by Canadian authorities, allegedly under influence of British government. Ship finally anchored at Calcutta in September 1914. The inmates of the ship refused to board the Punjab bound train. In the ensuing conflict with the police at Bajbaj near Calcutta, 22 persons died. Inflamed by this and the outbreak of First World War, Gaddarites decided to launch violent attack. They fixed February 21, 1915 as the date for an armed revolt in Firozpur, Lahore and Rawalpindi garrisons. They were betrayed and the authorities took immediate action, aided by the Defence of India Rules 1915. British met the wartime threat with a formidable battery of repressive measures and the most intense since 1857, and above all by the Defence of India Act passed in March 1915 primarily to smash the Ghadar movement. Now evaluation of Ghadar. The achievement of Ghadar movement lay in the realm of ideology. It preached militant nationalism with a completely secular approach. However, it failed to achieve much because it lacked organized and sustained leadership and underestimated the extent of preparation needed at every level. Now, revolutionaries in Europe. Berlin Committee for Indian Independence was established in 1915 by Birendranath Chattopadhyay, Bhupendranath Datta, Lala Hardayal and others with the help of German Foreign Office under the Zimmermann Plan. Indian revolutionaries in Europe sent missions to Baghdad, Persia, Turkey and Kabul to work among the Indian troops and Indian prisoners of wars and to incite anti British feeling among the people of these countries. One mission under Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh, Barkatullah, and Oibadullah Sindhi went to Kabul to organize a provincial Indian government with the help of Crown Prince Amanullah. Mutiny in Singapore. Most notable mutiny was in Singapore on February 15, 1915 by Punjabi Muslim 5th Light Infantry and 36th Sikh Battalion under Jamadar Chishti Khan, Jamadar Abdul Ghani and Subedar Daud Khan. It was crushed after a fierce battle in which many were killed. So the decline of first revolutionary phase, there was temporary respite in the revolutionary activity after First World War because the release of prisoners under the Defence of India rules cooled down the passions a bit. There was an atmosphere of conciliation after Montagu's August 1917 statement. So that is all in this chapter. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please click the subscribe button and press the notification bell. Please comment and share the video. Thanks a lot.